Alright, what is going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. It is hard getting good lighting in here. Ignore the Camaro hood right there. That's the stock hood that I gotta go back on soon. But we have the R6 back. We picked it up yesterday, and I was gonna dive into it yesterday, but it was just way too hot to be in a garage. I wasn't even able to do it today until like around, I think it's like 6 o'clock right now. 6 o'clock right now. So finally mustered up the courage to come out here in this freaking heat, because Texas sucks. So about to start disassembling the R6. This is as it sits right now, how sad it looks. So she's just sitting on the rear stand. They lost one of my grips, which is completely fine, because I mean I'm not gonna ride the bike anytime soon, and I need to replace the grips anyway, because those grips are as old as the bike, and they're kind of like deteriorating a little bit, and I didn't use the right grip glue for it. Has no oil, has no coolant in there, so I don't have to worry about any of the draining. They put a random bolt into my tank. I don't know. Smart of them to do that, because I didn't do it when I was transporting the bike over there, so the tank literally could have flew off if I'm not mistaken. Or did I? I don't know. I think I had the original bolt in it. It doesn't matter. There's a bolt in there, so it does not matter. They replaced the head studs. They replaced the studs on the cylinders, and did the what's it called, the gaskets. Realized that was just a waste of time, but you know, it was only like 50 bucks for them to do it, so that really doesn't matter. Yeah, after labor and everything, it was like 50, 60 bucks. Parts were like 30, and then they really didn't charge me that much on labor because it was such an easy thing to do. But other than that, in this video, I'm going to get the bike, or get the motor taken out the bike. Did it before, so it should take me like maybe 10-15 minutes, if that. And I'm only saying 10-15 minutes just so because I got to disconnect all those freaking wires and whatnot. But yeah, enough talking. I'm going to get the camera put on the tripod and get you guys a nice little time lapse of me taking the motor out. I forgot the freaking marker. I gotta go back real quick. I forgot a marker. I got Ziploc bags so I can tag everything and make sure I got everything in order. But other than that, I'm gonna start getting this all together. Industrial use. Wow. That's crazy that there's fuel and this bike hasn't been started in so long. And that's why we wear gloves, because you don't really want fuel on your hands. I mean, it's not going to hurt you, but... Alrighty, so I'm at the part where I'm letting the motor down. Took a little bit longer than expected getting all this crap taken off, because the mechanic literally put everything back together when I told him not to, but yeah, it is what it is. But letting the motor down real quick. I still have one more engine mount bolt in there, and other than that, I should have everything taken loose. I probably have like 2 or 3 more connections left in here, like this one right here. Freaking oil switch that I missed because it's black and blends in. But there's probably like 2 or 3 more wires that's still connected through here, like this one right here. Almost missed 2. Other than that, the motor should come out pretty easily. It took me way longer than I expected. I thought I was gonna have this motor out in like 20 minutes, but it took me like 2 hours. Well, not 2 hours, like an hour and a half. But the first time I did it, it literally took me like a couple. Alright, I have no idea what the heck is holding this motor up right now. If it's not this, what the heck is holding this motor up? I literally took out all the front bolts. Am I tripping? It should just be able to tilt now. I'm gonna take out this one right here real quick, see if that helps. I swear I was able to keep all back bolts in. Put my hand on the damn motor so it doesn't drop. I want to buy a new block. Okay, there we go. Alrighty, so we got the motor out of the bike now. It's just sitting there. It's kind of sitting upside down a little bit, just slightly. I mean, it's not sitting upside down, but it's like laying flat. Took me way longer than it should have, but we ain't gonna speak on that. I probably gonna call it a quit for the day, or either take off a couple of things and call it a quit for a day, because I'm pretty much right at the point I need to be at. But yeah, so far the mechanic who worked on this bike tightened up everything way too tight, like out of spec, way too tight, and left me with a big mess. So yeah, fun time. Alright, we're back to the cams where we previously left off. Alright, cam chain, still brand new, so I gotta make sure I take care of that. It's weird, he said he took the motor apart, but yet there's still a bunch of oil left over in it. He said he took the motor apart, but there's oil literally still all over the place. Literally still all over the place. And I remember the last time I took the motor apart, the freaking oil on the cams was not sitting on top of the cam caps. So let's see if that's what, like, the real reason what's wrong with my motor, because I'm about to call BS on that. Alrighty, it's the next day, about to take the cam caps off. Whew. Trying to hurry before it starts getting, you know, nice and toasty here. I don't think they actually went through his motor, because the motor hasn't been turned on since they, you know, took it out the bike and whatnot, or since I bought it to him. For it to be fully extended, this is a hydraulic oil pressure. Can I get it to focus? This is a hydraulic pressured oil cam chain tensioner. Now, granted, if you do like release it manually, it'll work, but I'm starting to think that if I, this is not the first thing, like the oil on top of the cam caps and whatnot, like really makes me believe they really didn't touch this bike at all. Alrighty, so got down to the cylinders, and so far I still don't see any evidence of the what's it called, the wrist pin. It's supposed to be this cylinder right here, but there's literally no play in it, nothing. And the cylinders look really good too, to say this bike has 31,000 miles on it. Still see the cross hatching and whatnot. So I'm thoroughly confused on what the hell they were talking about, because if I take this whole motor apart and nothing's wrong with it, I'm gonna be pissed. Cylinder. I see the problem cylinder right there. Let me see if I can catch it on camera where I'm pointing. Right there. So looks like cylinder 2 got a little hot. Wait, is this? Yeah, that's cylinder 2. Because I was like, wait, where's cylinder 4? Because I only see 3 of them. But cylinder 4 is like kind of hidden behind that like gear right there. So yeah, I think I found a problem child for this motor rebuild, which caused the motor to pop. So what I'm thinking is that the motor ran a little lean, and eventually just gave out, because I rewatched the video, and you can definitely hear like the tapping sound before it even got like really noticeable when I first started riding the bike. So I'm not sure how long it was tapping for, but it was tapping for a while before it got really noticeable. Luckily, nothing is damaged, which is crazy thing about this. Like, I just want to make sure the crank is okay too, because other than that, luckily everything else is completely fine with this motor. So I'm going to get that all taken care of, get this taken apart, and see all the things we need to replace. I know I need to replace all the bearings, the main bearings, and then the rod bearings as well. Let me check on my transmission as well. Transmission is actually looking really good. No unusual wear for the output shaft. Input shaft is the main thing I'm worried about too. Just for the simple fact of like how much I was clutchless shifting as well, which was not really good for the bike, but clearly it looks really good. So I'm gonna take the rod caps off and see how the bearings look. Because I'm 90% sure I spun a rod bearing. If not, I'm gonna be surprised if I didn't spin a rod bearing. So cylinder 2 right there is the one I'm having an issue with getting the cam. I keep trying to call it a cam cap. The connecting rod cap off. So I didn't spin a rod bearing. Because you gotta have one of those to spin it. This sucker's gone. I mean, that's a joke. I definitely spun a rod bearing, but you know. Holy crap. Cylinder 2 wrist pin, guys. Cylinder 2 wrist pin. So, let me get the crank out the way too. You don't want your crank to look like this. If I can see. So that's how it looked when I took it off. It literally was just sitting like that on the other half. So yeah, definitely spun a rod bearing. Oh crap. Oh, that's fun.